Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of the preview on the Only IR. And on today, we're taking a small fishing trip down to Stadium by the Sea. Yes, Grimsby Town, it's a David versus Goliath affair. Manchester United versus Grimsby Town. And today we have a lot of hot topics to talk about. So let's jump straight into it. A lot of people think Grimsby Town is going to be an easy run over. But Grimsby Town has actually won their last 5 games, playing well, scoring goals, rotating their team, and they've also beaten a team that just got to the latter stages not too long ago of the Carabao Cup in Shrewsbury Town to get to this round. Now, Grimsby Town is in the lower tier of the League 2 of English football, and they're actually one of the oldest clubs with the name Town in their name, founded in 1878. Now, Grimsby Town has been playing really well, as mentioned before, and the danger man for me is their number 9, J. Kobbie, striker, high quality. He reminds me of Evan Nilsson from Bournemouth. Just watch him tomorrow, watch his actions, watch how he likes to get in the physical battle, watch how he likes to come and get the ball and turn and drive into the space. He's going to be a danger. He has to be one of them we have to watch. Also, an honorable mention to their number 8 midfielder, the link player, which is Kobbie. Now, he is surprisingly, for me, a really good player. I watched their last 2 games. I watched the whole game so I could give you a really good analysis on how the team actually plays. And I think he is one of the link players. He comes for the ball. He plays on the half turn. He links the play with the striker well. He's always looking to play forward, which is a very nice trait for me to see in a midfielder. And then their main danger man is this guy right here, Justin Amaluzor. Now, watching the games, you realize he is like the Brian Mbeumo for United. Takes the ball from far, drives with it. Likes to be the one to play in the transition. They look for him to be the outlet most times. So he has to be watched a lot by Aiden Heaven since Manchester United plays the one-on-one. Heaven has to watch him very, very closely. He likes to drift inside as well. And he likes to change his runs. He likes to just drive down the wing and whip the ball in with his right foot. And even if he's a left-footed player, he has like this Dembele kind of vibe to him where he can use both feet well. And a lot of people may do the cheap analysis and just say, oh yeah, the number 9 is the danger man, because it's easy to just say in the lower leagues that the striker who score a goal here and there is the main man. But the actual main man for me is the people who actually make the team tick. The one that brings the most importance to the team. And that for me is the number 14, Justin Amaluzor. Now, talking about midfielders, we have a big issue with this situation with Kobbie Mainoo. Now, the media has built this whole drama between Mainoo and Bruno and Amorim that apparently Amorim said some things in his press conference about Mainoo and, Mainoo having to play for Manchester United and him having to play behind Bruno Fernandes, compete with Bruno Fernandes, and the media goes up into a frenzy. But let's just hear the words from the manager so we can really understand what he said, and then we're going to break down what we think about this situation.
Kobbie Mainoo stayed on the bench. I think you said before that he needs to increase the rhythm, increase the pace of his game. Is that why he hasn't had any minutes yet? And what do you mean by that?
No,
Quicker or more dynamic?
no, because he's fighting for the position now with Bruno. And I changed 2 midfielders. I let Mason Mount there because we want to score a goal. And then when I change, I felt that the team needed to return to one holder midfielder near Bruno. So we just need to fight the position with Bruno, like should be in the Manchester United.
The competition for Bruno.
Yes, for Bruno.
So is that a problem? Is that a problem with him saying as it should be in Manchester United? Now, what does Kobbie Mainoo have to lose playing behind Bruno Fernandes for, say, a next year or two? He's 20-year-old, right? So by the time he plays over a year or two, he's still 22 years old, right? Kobbie Mainoo is probably going to go to the next World Cup as a midfielder for England, even if he's in the rotation, okay? If he plays well at Manchester United, he competes with Bruno Fernandes. He's not going to England and compete with no one. He's going to compete with Declan Rice, Adam Wharton, Jude Bellingham, Curtis Jones. Come on, people. Like, we have to understand this is high-level football. And what does he have to lose competing with Bruno Fernandes? Of course, he will have games he play with Bruno. Of course, there will be games he play and Bruno don't play. Of course, he will play a lot of games for Manchester United because he's a quality player. You know, you have a lot of players within football that have waited for their chance to play and they have blossomed into greatness. It's not every player needs to take the route of a Jude Bellingham and be played from a young age. Look at the size of Jude Bellingham compared to Kobbie Mainoo. Look at the size of Joe Bellingham. Look at the size of Bellingham's brother compared to Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo has also had 3 massive injuries in the last 2 seasons. So from the age he broke onto the scene at 18 to the time he's 20 years old right now, he's had 3 major injuries. We have to manage that. The Premier League have the highest level of intense running in the world. In the midfield in the Premier League, it's the most intense anywhere else in the world. The pace of the game is all transition. You have to manage the kid right. And maybe this is the season that Kobbie needs to build himself because he can train more. He's never had a chance to train as much as he's doing now at a high level with men without having to worry about a game every 2-3 days. Now he's training at a high level to be a man, to play with men, to develop his body, because all these things are part of management. So we have to really understand that it is the job of the manager to manage the player's career. It is the job of the manager to make sure that the player is well sorted. And it is his job to make sure that he gets the best out of the player. Now, when Amorim looks at Mainoo, I know he knows he's a talented footballer. And Amorim was a midfielder as well. So we should actually be happy that we have a midfielder who has played at the actual high level with Benfica in the Champions League, in the World Cup, in so many different competitions, and has done well as a manager, and is now trying to manage this young man's career, take a bit of the hype off of him so that he can have a better career. Now let's jump into my predicted lineups. I think that this is going to be the lineup. Now, I'm not quite sure about the goalkeeper situation because Manchester United, it was rumored with a new, as we know, Lemons. They basically agreed a deal for around 20 million euros or with 5 million add-ons or something based on reports. So the back 3 for me is De Ligt, Maguire and Heaven. Now I went with De Ligt because Noose is injured, but to De Ligt, the physicality of this game, I feel De Ligt is important as well as Maguire. A lot of these smaller teams are very physical. So we need, especially with having a few young players in the team, some experience behind them to slow the game down. Having a Euro could be a good shout as well, but I feel like going down to a lower tier in football, you need somebody a little bit more brute and ruthless and rough and ready for the grit and fight. And having a Euro, Ahmad and Kobbie on one side technically might be a good link up, but physically might lose a bit in which United needs on that side. Now Maguire playing is a bit of rotation as well as Heaven because he's been hitting on the door for first team for a while now. I still think he's a very much erratic and needs to calm down and play a bit more to his quality. But eventually he will grow into that. He as well is just 19 years old, as well as Kobbie Mainoo. Now I don't hear people kicking up, where is Aiden Heaven now? I don't hear people kicking up for Fredrickson, but I hear people kicking up for Kobbie Mainoo. You know, we have to manage these young players, especially at Manchester United where every bad performance or every performance is highlighted. Remember when Kobbie Mainoo had a poor performance, I think against West Ham, and had to come off at halftime. the whole world spoke about this kid like, well, he was finished. You know, when he picked up a few injuries and was just coming back and didn't play well in the game, y'all spoke crazy about him. So we have to manage all that. And then I go for Ahmad because we need a bit of an attacking threat going forward. And Ugarte and Mainoo because they're trying to find a balance between both of them. Dalot on the left wing back. Just for rotation, I know he's going to play Dalot. And Dalot is his boy, and I know he wants to play Ahmad because he brought Ahmad off early in the game. And also, I know he wants to play Dalot because he brought Dalot on, so he wanted him to get some game rhythm. After his horrible turn, I don't think he should be playing games for the next 5. But Ruben's boy, so Ruben will definitely play him. And then I have Konya and Bruno behind Shesko. Now, for sure, these guys, I think Bruno will play. I don't know why people think Bruno Fernandes won't play. But every manager plays Bruno every game. And it's going to keep being that way until he leaves the club. So I get the hiccup with the Kobbie Mainoo situation. But also Bruno just has to play because Bruno is the link to Manchester United in so many ways. And this is very important for us to understand and respect. Because at the end of the day, he's done so much for the club. And to see how the media is talking about him now, it's baffling to me. But Bruno, Sesko and Cunha, I think Cunha needs, as much as I think Mbeumo needs a bit of fitness, I also think Cunha needs a goal. If Cunha can get in goal scoring momentum, he will open up doors for Mbeumo to just find form. Because Cunha will start to create things that we have never seen, as we can see. And that is the man we want to hit form first, so that he can start create for the others so that they can catch form. I'm telling you, it's very important for your most creative player to catch form first. Because the more he can create is the more chances and goals can be created. Because Mbeumo and Sesko, they will be the finished product. They will be the ones when Man U start to flow to just tap those goals in. And it will be amazing to see the creativity behind Sesko tomorrow and how he deals with the English rugged defenders and how he manages with the pitch and how everything flows behind him. Because United haven't played with a big man in a long time. Sesko is very different from Højlund in the way they run and in the way they hold up play. Even his little touch in the game when he actually bodied off 3 people and laid off the ball for Bruno, that was excellent to see. That made me know that he was really and truly ready for certain traps that are being set for him as a striker. And I was proud to see him get out of that. Now, what is the scoreline and what do I think it's going to be? I think United might win. I'm saying a nice 3-0. I think we will keep a clean sheet. I don't think Grimsby will have enough to score against United. I think they will cause trouble. I think they will create chances. But I think because a lot of these players are hungry to play, and I think because a lot of these players want to showcase what they can do, we will see a very intense United from the start. And if United can play the way they played against Fulham in the first 20 to 30, or against Arsenal for majority of the game, I think we're supposed to walk over Grimsby Town, for sure. We're supposed to definitely win this game comfortably. So yes, people, it's been your boy Yaya bringing you great ones as always. Don't forget, people, to please like, share, and subscribe to the page. Keep hitting the bell for notifications so we can continue bringing you great content going forward. Have a good day. Take care. Ciao.